Good morning. Whether you're a teacher, peer or Medibank representative, we appreciate your time. My name is Will, this is V, Ian, Shashank and Howdong. Today we'll be presenting our final solution proposal for the Medibank case study, which has been a great focus of our studies this semester. Before we begin today, we would like to acknowledge and respect the traditional custodians on the land on which we live. RMIT and students wish to acknowledge and respect the spiritual, cultural and educational practices of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people. The agenda for this presentation is simple. We'll be following in this order. We'll start with the background and problem that Medibank presented us with, which will lead us into the pestle analysis and private health insurance industry analysis that our team conducted, as well as the primary research that we did. That enabled us to reframe the problem, which we'll go through, as well as our ideation and how we led to the app renovation solution. Then we'll look at the prototype and testing of the solution we did, as well as the 1-year implementation strategy we have. Alright, for a bit of background, RMIT business students have undergone an analysis of a real-world WIC problem presented by Medibank. They've explained to us that international students, workers and visitors who come to Australia and get private health insurance only actually get it to tick a box on their visa, rather than to actually benefit their health. The primary problem with this is that international students are not entirely aware of the added value benefits that Medibank offers so that they can differentiate as a business. This has become especially prevalent since the 2019 government reforms, which led to less unique private health insurance variety. Our solution focuses on how Medibank can connect with international students in more ways than just a visa requirement.
I will mention the industry insight. Australian health service market size has been grown by 2.2% annually on a range between 2018 and 2023. This was due to the sustained growth of the global GDP, as more people can afford better living standards, and which contribute to the demand of a higher quality health care. Next, I will go for the pestle analysis. The key things I take from our pestle analysis are political. The government regarding PHI in 2019 has resulted in a private insurer offering the product with the same framework, bronze, gold, and silver. This has made the insurance provider fall short on distinguishing their product in the PHI market, and hidden customers' understanding and make them feel less likely to resonate with the PHI. Economic. Australian media platform describe on the rising price on a cost of living crisis due to the record inflation in the last few years, which make the PHI being less affordable, as mentioned in the industry insight with the raising premium. Hence, customer would like to place a greater budget on the necessity over investing in a long-term insurance. Technological. Going virtual is now being widely applied for many insurance products. Currently, Medibank has provided international students with 24/7 nurse and student health and support line as exclusive offer for international students. Also, due to the rise in cybercrime and the data breach, of which Medibank was a victim of it in October 2022, and security and data protection are the most important thing to ensure the safety of their customers. Improvement can be also made to the application to increase the user engagement among the target audience.
International students should be Medibank's primary target cohort. Only 5% of Medibank's customers are 18 to 24 years old. This proves that there is a huge potential for Medibank to capitalize on this opportunity. Better yet, international students increases yearly by 20%. Now, after conducting interviews, we have created a persona named Zhang. He's an international student that studies at RMIT, and he works as a barista part-time. Now, there are several pain points that were shared with us. Firstly, international students have indirect buying behaviors. Most of them will not engage with the private health insurance, as their parents were the ones controlling their purchases, ultimately making their last decision. Additionally, students claim that the PHI plans were not presented to him properly, and this created the impression for students to treat PHI as an obligation rather than a necessity. Secondly, as healthcare system varies across countries, the complexity of the healthcare system discourages students to want to learn it again. Language barriers are one of the main concerns. Not only will students need to relearn the healthcare system in Australia, but they have to learn it in a language that they're not comfortable with. Lastly, students that with their daily life concerns, they wish that the added value benefits would be more practical and can be used in helping them with the daily task. Hence, it is crucial for Medibank to create more practical offers for international students that solve their daily issues and better communicate these added value benefits with them. Now, moving on to the next slide. Okay. In the first stage of the reframing loop, we were trying to solve the problem of our target cohort not using the added value benefits and why are they mostly choosing the cheapest option. However, after conducting our secondary and primary research, this issue can be viewed in a different perspective. It can be concluded that the main reason to the initial problem is because the added value benefits are not meeting the needs of the target cohort. To keep up the momentum, solutions will be developed and then evaluated to decide on the most fitting solution to be implemented. After reframing the problem, how can we generate more interest and awareness among international students about the added value benefits, considering their lack of interest due to competing priorities, language barriers, and insufficient presentation of these advantages to them, and help them understand the importance of well-being and successfully achieving their goals in a foreign country. Thank you. Moving on, I'll pass it to V.
After conducting primary and secondary research on the international students cohort, there are two highlighted factors hindering them to adopt Australian health literacy, which appeared as a problem to why they failed to resonate Medibank added value benefits. These factors are passive buying decision, heavy burdens on living and residing in a new country. The most worth mentioning factors is indirect buying decisions, since most of this cohort has third parties like education agents or parents have buying insurance, which directly eliminated them to scrutinize the paperwork. With that said, we propose the first solution, referring to these pain points and exploring new approaches to partner with the home country education fairs instead of Australian universities on orientation day, which previously delivered little efficiency. After conducting interviews with 50 international students, it is evident that during the pre-study period, they placed greater emphasis on information related to the upcoming departure, including healthcare. However, the opposite perception has been observed after they actually reside in the country, which is less than 10% out of 100 of the attention. As they have more things to manage other than well-being, not to mention this target audience is at the most vigorous stage of their life, which worsen the case and make health insurance a neglectable product. Please refer to appendix to see the detailed graph and statistics. Orientation Day is a key event for new students, but modifying Medibank sponsorships to be held in the home country will tackle three highlighted pain points: language barriers, indirect buying behavior, and homesickness. In these seminars, international students will stand a chance to interact with Australian universities representatives through studies and kiosks. Therefore, it is essential for Medibank to offer in-person insurance consultation as well and make native specialists available as a supplementary service, given that insurance is also a compulsory requirement to get their student visa granted. Also, the seminars also gather the parents who might think of visiting their children during the study. Therefore, offering travel insurance could serve as another type of comprehensive product, which empathize the students' nostalgia and homesickness. And last but not least, by communicating with students even before the study period, they will have a solid comprehension of health literacy and also their insurance eligibility. Our second solution is app renovation, which is also the solution we log in for final implementation. A point-based reward system will be innovated to current apps to increase engagement of the healthcare system, and also added value benefits. This is the most important milestone that we advise. The app will maintain keep the target cohort engagement and partnership with the company. I will demonstrate this in detail shortly in the next slide. Moving on to the third solution, which is on-campus services. It is advisable to deploy sales representatives to set up kiosks around campuses to distribute merchandise to students. This is a low-effort strategy that can yield significant results. Through the use of promotional tools, Medibank can successfully boost awareness among this demographic. Our chosen, yeah. One, two, three. Our chosen solution is app renovation. This is a major project which both requires high effort and deliver high influence. This will maintain student interaction with Medibank and keep them resonated throughout not only just the campaign, but also in long term. I will shortly showcase a low-fidelity prototype based on user-driven solutions, which were conducted from the aforementioned interviews. As consumers, they only put their wallets where the values are, and overseas students are not accepted. Okay. Oh, no, at the yellow highlighted. 1, 2, 3. As consumers, they only put their wallets where their values are, and overseas students are not an exception. They also learn their values when making buying decisions. Apart from lack of effective marketing tools that makes the current added value benefits fall to be averaged, it might be a case of what Medibank is currently offered may not fall under what this cohort actually needs in their daily lives. Therefore, we conducted the reward-based modules that give learning a purpose, where overseas students can earn points in exchange for completing tasks such as watching health-related video, completing questionnaires, signing up for newsletter, and joining Medibank affiliates. This task will focus on educating users about the Australian healthcare system and also the OSHC, addressing the issue of customer awareness. By granting students access to rewards such as gym membership, discounts to social activities, and more, this is further engage the target users to comprehend Medibank added value benefits. This will bring them closer to the network of Medibank, and from providing what they need first and foremost in exchange with what the company needs their attention.
Moving along to the implementation, a crucial part of the app renovation is the relaunch date. This aligns with the idea of timing the market as an important factor in determining the success of a product or project. We decided that following the new year is the optimal time to launch the app. This is because it coincides with the influx of international students arriving in the country. The following two crucial steps are app creation and corporate partnership formulation. App creation refers to the design, implementation, and coding of the application features that we are introducing. This must be started as soon as possible to ensure that the app is launched with all of its features working as intended and in a secure manner. As a result, we have set a deadline of 31st December, just before the app relaunch date. For corporate partnership formulation, we want to conclude this first intensive phase before we begin advertising, so that we can include the specifics of the rewards and offers in the advertising efforts. As a result, we have set a deadline of 30th November. I refer to this as the first stage, as going forward, we will want to continue forming new partnerships and introducing new rewards, but they will no longer be as large of an endeavor. The advertising for the application has been chosen to start on the 1st of December and continue up until the 31st of December. We have selected this time period as it starts just as international students conclude their examinations, and they will be conducting research onto the countries they intend to travel to and the requirements that they will need to fulfill. It will go through until 31st of March, which is when the intake period of international students finishes, as the semester has been underway for a couple of weeks. Following the launch of the application, we will want to maintain it. This will include ensuring that the code and security of the app is up to date, as well as making any minor improvements based on public feedback. In conclusion, through app renovation incorporating a point-based reward system for more desirable rewards, we believe that Medibank can capture the attention and intrigue of international students and inform them of the benefits of Medibank's PHI, thus accomplishing their vision of improving the well-being, health, and happiness of their customers. To conclude, we would like to thank you for listening to our presentation. It has been a pleasure working on this project with you. If you have any questions or feel the need to contact us, our information is right here on the slides.